Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Desiree. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things today, talking on feminine energy, and I haven't done a femininity video in a little while, so I wanted to hit you guys with a feminine energy video. Okay, so well, actually that's a lie. I did my unpopular opinions on femininity video. If you have not checked that out, you can go ahead and check it out. But today we're going to be talking about the different types of feminine energy. And one thing I want to say is that I did touch on a little bit in my unpopular femininity opinions video, is that femininity is not an end all be all. Like, it's not, I'm not going to say it's not a necessity, but it's like both of the energies exist within the world, within us, because they're supposed to be there. Sometimes we do need a healthy amount of masculine energy to get things done, okay? And we need to nourish our feminine in order to be able to regenerate, recharge, refresh, and get back out there and do what we gotta do, okay? So either way, you need absolutely both of those energies. And yes, so talking about the three types of feminine energy that I have discovered is the first one I want to talk about, because I'm going to personally drag myself just a little bit, and that it is the toxic feminine energy. This exists when there is still some healing that needs to be done, and it is predominantly, yes, the person might be feminine, but they're not operating in the divine feminine or like a healed feminine energy, and it tends to be toxic. And so, like I said, I'm personally dragging myself because this is definitely me. And of course, everybody's still a work in progress, so I don't expect myself or anybody else who's on their feminine journey to have it all figured out, to not even have some of these traits, because it's life, okay? So, the toxic feminine is very entitled, I will say. The toxic feminine is very feminine in her nature, but she's also feels very entitled, like things should be given to her because she's feminine, that she should only be in the receiving position all the time, and that makes her seem a little bit spoiled, and it doesn't come off very well. And I have noticed this in myself, where I'm just like, I'm just cute and that's all I need to be, okay? Even though, yes, that's all you need to be, but also it's not just about how you look on the outside. It is about an energy thing, and about healing those unresolved traumas and those kind of things, so that you can be the healed feminine, okay? And the last one is taking without giving. So along with being entitled, a bit spoiled, almost kind of like a princess attitude, giving very much like, you know, valley girl, my dad's rich, I will definitely tell the manager on you and get you fired kind of energy. So that's what it's giving. It's giving that kind of energy with the toxic feminine. And so it's also taking without giving. Just taking from people, from their energy, from their time, from their resources, and not also being able to provide what the feminine is there for, which meaning the nourishment, the emotional support, the creativity, the inspiration. Just taking is always going to create an imbalance in whatever you're doing, you know, whatever the feminine is doing. So the number two is the wounded feminine. So the wounded feminine is one I know very well, because I used to operate in her too. Of course, I moved on to the toxic feminine, but either way, like I said, I'm not devoid of dragging myself too, because like literally we're neither one of us are perfect. Nobody's perfect. So I can admit that I have been in this energy of the wounded feminine. The wounded feminine is, of course, a feminine woman, but because she does not understand her worth, her value, and has not taken the time to heal the unresolved traumas, and like I said, really done the work on herself, she is number one, jealous. Jealousy, I have learned a whole new perspective about jealousy. And I learned a lot of this too from like YouTube content, but also in my own healing journey, is that jealousy is not just you're jealous. A lot of people like to gaslight and you'd be like, you're jealous. No, jealousy comes from a deep-seated need of whatever you feel like that other person you're jealous of, or whatever, you know, is taking from you. So whether it's they're jealous of another person having attention, that means that need for attention is a deep-rooted need inside of that person that's unhealed. If they're jealous of that person having a man, that's a deep-rooted desire. Maybe they're not willing to consciously think about, you know what, I do want to be in a relationship, and that's why right now I'm having those feelings of jealousy towards another person, because I feel like they have something that I want, but it's so deeply rooted and I'm not willing to deal with it, and it brings itself out as jealousy. Oh my gosh, why? Okay, I didn't mean this to turn into a therapy session, but like I'm telling you, your girl's doing the work. So I understand like that jealousy is not just you're jealous. Like a lot of people like to gaslight you and say you're just jealous. Like when you got the colorism debate, oh, you're just jealous of lighter skinned women. No, it's a deep seated issue. Yes, you can be jealous of somebody that is lighter skinned, but it's not just I want to be jealous. I feel like they're receiving a privilege, they're receiving opportunities, advantages that is unfair because of the color of their skin. So yes, I have a valid reason for my jealousy, and you can't just say you're just jealous and dismiss me. Period. Okay? So next one on the wounded feminine is manipulative. So the wounded feminine, because the emotional and sensitive realm of femininity involve the the emotional realm, being manipulative is obviously going to go in that way as well. So jealous, manipulative, and then also competitive. So the wounded feminine, like I said, they don't know their worth or they don't know their value. And as a feminine woman and what value they bring to the table, just having this energy, and they're unhealed, that they are in competition with other people, and especially with other women who are supposed to be their peers or their collaborators. And let me just say one last thing. Not one last thing, but one last thing on the wounded feminine. Everybody, like other women, do not have to totally be besties, and they don't have to totally hate each other. Like, I think there's this thing, especially I would say in like the female rap genre of music, is that everybody needs to be like best friends, or they hate each other. No. If I don't vibe with somebody and it doesn't work out, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean I hate you. That means that we're just not compatible, and that's okay. You know what I mean? I wish you the best, all love, but I'm gonna go where I do feel like I have that sense of like compatibility with my friends or with my girlfriends or whatever. So basically I see that a lot in the female rap genre of like this person does not like them, they're so insecure. Not necessarily. It doesn't have to even be like that. Like they ain't gotta be buddy, like, but they ain't gotta be beefing either. Like, chill. Y'all go from one extreme to another. Anyways, so the last one is the healed feminine. So the healed feminine is able to receive and provide nourishment, or aka giving, even though sometimes giving is, I don't like putting femininity and masculinity in a defined box, because things like giving would be considered masculine energy. but or things like providing would be a masculine trait. But honestly, as a feminine woman, you give as well. Like mothers and wives, it's a whole job out here, okay? Like why they don't get benefits and sick days and yeah, vacation times is like something about that sounds unfair, okay? Shout out to all the stay-at-home moms. Shout out to the wives and moms, and still do a job and everything else like that. But that's a whole position, okay? And so they give nourishment. Whether it's feeding, cooking every day, cooking, cleaning, whether it's the emotional support they give to their husbands and their children, showing up for their husbands and their children, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. Like I said, you put some respect on these wives and these moms' name. We ain't playing with that around here, okay? We don't devalue marriage and motherhood around here, okay? So able to receive and provide nourishment, be receptive as well, being able to reciprocate. That's what I mean. Having reciprocation. So being able to let it flow out of you and also let it flow in. And so not in competition, nor is comparative. Now, I know that it sometimes is in, like, I learned this too, that in women's nature, it's our nature, kind of, how we're built is to compare and to compete in a way with others or with other women as well. And the healed feminine understands that, I am my own person. Even if this other woman is beautiful, even if this other person is might have these things, I still have value and I have worth, regardless. You know what I mean? Meaning you're not even comparing. You're not even putting yourself 2 + 5 is equal. No, it's not even in the equation. And they are secure and they are taken care of, meaning that they are able to be secure within themselves and take care of themselves. And as well as, you can't take care of others unless you take care of yourself. And then they're kind and they're understanding. And this is one thing I've learned about my feminine journey as well, is I notice a lot of older women, I have a lot of older friends as well, when they are in their healed feminine, they have this security about them, but they also have this kindness and understanding. They don't sit around and judge other women, although they might have. Everybody has opinions, you know what I mean? But they don't sit around and like, I cannot believe she did that. They don't try to say, that can never be me. You know what I mean? They have an understanding, a humility, and they have a grace for other women because they know that they very well have been there, and they know that they could very well be there in the future because life is unpredictable. So anyways, guys, that is it for this video on the 3 feminine types. I hope you guys like it. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.